Good morning. On this bleak fall morning, I've come out this morning and I am going to take my elephant ears out of their plantings and store them for the winter. Now this was a great big full pot of elephant ear, and as you can see, they've died down. And this is how I've always done the elephant ears. I've seen a few videos on the internet where they're cutting them down while the leaves are still out and 2 and 3 feet tall. But I've always done it like it says, after the first frost hits and wilts them down. So I've got 2 big pots here. You can see a couple of plants, the little bird's nest sansevieria. I have so many of those, I'm just sacrificing those. A little bit of ivy that's growing in this one. And it's probably hardy and will survive. And the rest of that brown stuff is the Swedish ivy that has just died in the frost. But I'm going to dig this up, and this is the regular big jumbo elephant ear. And over here, I have the teacup. And this pot is the teacup elephant ear. And those were fairly small, so I'm anxious to see how they have survived. And again, I had a lot of Swedish ivy out here. It's died in the frost. So have all the elephant ears. And again, a few of the bird's nest sansevieria. I'm just going to go ahead and sacrifice. But those are the 2 that we're going to harvest this morning. So let's go get a spade and get to it. Okay, so here we go. I know I had 2 spots where my the elephant ear, the teacup. We're digging into the teacups first. So I'm just going to go down, make sure I don't pierce a bulb, because I definitely don't want to tear up the bulb that I'm trying to save. And I don't really know how big they've gotten. So let's release them just a little. These poor things are all frozen. Look at that. But again, I've got so many. I can feel it under my hands. There it is. It's got a lot of roots. I'm going to go ahead. Got some scissors out here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the tops off. Got a lot of side shoots growing, which is good. I hope I get some split off bulbs. And then I just have to loosen all this soil. So once I get the little, I'll have to refresh my memory, a tuber, a corm, a bulb, whatever this one is. I have to let this all dry, and we will cut off these roots because they'd fall off anyway. They'll dry up and fall off. But all of this we will store over the winter. But I do have to let that lay and dry out. I've got one more. There it comes. Let me just cut the top off of it. same way. Great big bundle of loose soil. Oh yeah. Now, let me make sure I don't feel any other. No, all of this is just the dead stuff that I'll just have to clear up. And I am not bringing these big pots of soil in because I'm afraid they'd be so full of bugs and varmints. I'm fighting enough in my basement as it is. But now that's all that's out of this one. Now let's move over to the other. Okay. Now this one we planted two, I think it was, and they were pretty big. So let me kind of dig up. Whoops. Sorry, we've got this one on a roller. Got to be a little more careful not to tip myself. There's at least 3 points right there. Now I think that's all that's in this one. Okay. Don't want to pull those two apart unless they're meant to come apart. Oh, look at that one. I think that one's rotted. Is that this one? No, he looks good. The other one must have rotted on me. Go. There we go. Now. Oh yeah. Okay. And what does this one look like? It looks decent. I've broken off some of the big roots, but that looks like a new little bulb that's trying to grow off that one. Okay. Now, let me see if there's any more in here. I think that was all, but just in case one tried to sprout. This one, that could be the remnants of the one that rotted in the spring, if you remember the one that I had the problem with in the springtime. Nope, I don't think there's any more in there. Okay. And I will just trim these off. And the roots. A lot of traffic today. I just had to make a quick run up to the school. My grandson forgot his white shirt for band today. I think they're doing some kind of a program, and he was supposed to bring a white shirt, but he forgot, as usual. Okay. Now, and one more. I'll probably pull off more of the top a little later on as it dries up. But I'll show you where I'm going to leave them to lay at least for the next week or two. Okay. Now these are the two containers. This one, the large jumbo elephant ear, and this one, the smaller teacup. I think I've got a lot more soil left around them, and I haven't trimmed their roots yet. But I'll do that, and then I'll bring them in to put them inside the basement to dry out for a week or two. Okay, got everything inside. I'm going to leave these lay out here until we get a lot more dryness, and that way I can shake the soil off. And meanwhile, I'll get some paper bags that we can store them in. This one is the this one is the teacup elephant ear, and this one is the large jumbo elephant ear. So I'll just come and turn them every now and then I need to dust them with some fungicide, and I'll get that and put some of that on before we store them in the bags. But we should be ready and hopefully be able to plant these next summer or early in the spring after the ground warms up. But I think they look pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with how it's turned out. Let's just hope that I pulled them at the right time, pulled them after the frost killed the top, and we'll be successful for next spring.